All right, let's talk about something that drives all of us crazy. You've got a powerful computer, right? It should be blazing fast. But then, out of nowhere, it slows to an absolute crawl. Just moving your mouse feels like you're dragging it through concrete. So what on earth is going on? Well, today we're going to become tech detectives and finally crack this case wide open.
This just says it all, doesn't it? This is from a streamer, Chill, and she was completely lost. She had this awesome PC that was failing at the most basic things, and all the help she found online was just a wall of confusing tech speak. If you've ever felt this way, trust me, you are not alone.
So you open up your task manager, you're looking for answers, and then you see it. This giant, angry, red number just staring back at you, 100%. It feels like your computer is literally screaming for help, even if you've only got like 2 browser tabs open. It's the digital version of a check engine light that just refuses to go away.
So let's dive into our first case. We've got a streamer with a high-end PC that just couldn't handle streaming and gaming at the same time. The trail had gone completely cold until a single, totally hidden clue blew the entire case wide open. So what was she working with? An Intel i7 CPU. Now you can think of the CPU as the computer's brain. This one had 8 cores, which are kind of like individual mini-brains for handling different jobs. For anyone who doesn't follow computer hardware, just know this is more than enough power to do what she needed. And that's what made the constant 100% CPU usage such a deep, deep mystery.
And here it is. This is the shocking discovery. The box said she had a powerful 8-core CPU, but Windows was only using 2 of them. She put it perfectly. Imagine you have 8 brains, but you're only allowed to use 2 of them to do everything. I mean, no wonder her PC was totally overwhelmed.
And the fix? Well, it turned out to be hiding in plain sight. Deep down in a system configuration menu, there was this one little checkbox that was basically kneecapping her computer's power. By simply unchecking that box and restarting, she told Windows to finally unleash the CPU's full potential.
And look at this. This chart says it all. The change was absolutely immediate and so dramatic. While running the exact same streaming setup that used to completely max out her CPU, the usage just plummeted down to a cool, stable 28%. Mystery solved.
Now, the streamer's problem was a bit of a weird one, I'll admit. But it shows you that the culprit isn't always the obvious thing. So let's build your 6-step toolkit so you can hunt down the most common suspects on your own machine. Okay, first up on our most wanted list is a process called Runtime Broker. Most of the time, it's a totally normal Windows process that helps manage permissions for your apps. But sometimes it goes rogue. It's basically the middleman between your apps and your personal data, like your location or your photos. But if you ever see it in Task Manager just eating up, say, 15–20% or more of your CPU for no reason, don't be afraid to just click on it and hit End Task. Windows will just restart it if it's actually needed, and usually that fixes the glitch. Our next group of suspects, well, these are the programs that invite themselves to the party the second you turn on your computer. They launch automatically and just sit there in the background, quietly sipping away at your CPU and memory all day long. Seriously, go to the Startup tab in your Task Manager and be ruthless. Do you really need your game launcher or a chat app running the instant you log in? Probably not. Just right-click and disable anything you don't need right away. Your computer will boot up faster and it'll run so much leaner.
Oh, here's a sneaky one, the CTF loader. You might see it as ctfmon.exe. This is a really important process that handles things like different language inputs or the touch keyboard. It's essential. But when it glitches out, it can cause some massive CPU spikes.
Taming this thing usually requires a 2-pronged attack. First, you dive into the task scheduler and you tell its monitoring service to just stand down. Then you head into your language settings and get rid of any extra languages you might have accidentally installed. This combo usually resets the service and stops it from acting up. Believe it or not, some of the biggest resource hogs are the programs that came pre-installed on your computer. You know, Microsoft includes a ton of apps that most people never, ever open, but they can still run little background processes and add to that system slowdown. Take a minute and just go through your installed apps list. I mean, do you ever use the built-in Maps app or the Weather app? People? If the answer is no, just uninstall them. Every single one you remove is one less than that could potentially run in the background and slow you down. So, you know how Windows search is super fast at finding files? Well, that's because of a process called indexing. It's like a librarian creating a perfect card catalog for your entire computer. The problem is, sometimes this librarian is a little overzealous. constantly scanning and rescanning everything, and that uses up a lot of CPU power. You can give your system a huge break by just telling this indexer to be a little less ambitious. Go into your indexing options and just uncheck locations you never search anyway, like your backup drives or certain system folders. By narrowing its job down, you cut down on its constant background work.
And for our final suspect, it's actually one of the good guys, Windows Defender. It's absolutely crucial for security, but man, it has this terrible habit of deciding to run a full, heavy-duty system scan right when you're in the middle of an important video call or, an intense gaming session.
Now, let me be super clear here. We are not going to disable it. Never do that. Instead, we're just going to teach it some manners. Using the task scheduler, we can basically tell Defender, hey, I appreciate what you do, but could you please do all your heavy lifting at, say, 1 a.m. when I'm asleep? This way, you stay protected without it ever getting in your way.
And there you have it. Case closed. You've officially gone from being the victim of a slow PC to the lead detective on the case. With these clues and this toolkit, you can interrogate any suspect and finally take back control of your computer's performance.
Because at the end of the day, it really all comes down to this. CPU usage is just a number that tells you how busy your computer's brain is. 100% just means it's at full capacity, with absolutely no room to think about anything new. Your goal is to clear out all those unnecessary tasks, so it has plenty of spare power for the stuff that actually matters to you.
So now, the investigation turns over to you. Armed with all this new knowledge, it's time to open up your own task manager and start digging. What's the #1 suspect that's been slowing down your machine? The case is now in your hands.